Well, it's a melty, gooey dish full of flavor. And if you've never made cheesy grits before, here is the recipe to try. Lydia Martinez is here, and we're using Cache Valley Creamery cheese for the perfect meltability, because the cheeses, that is what's really giving us this rich, complex flavor.
Absolutely. So these grits, I cooked in some chicken broth and with some whole milk. You could also do half and half or heavy cream if you wanted to, but the cheese is what makes it super, super creamy and dreamy.
And it's important, you were saying, to add the cheese at the right time.
Exactly.
So you cook that, and if you're like me and you didn't know what grits were, it's just hominy, you said.
Yeah, it's ground hominy corn. It's ground to a certain thickness. It's similar to Italian polenta as well. And so I've got these grits here ready to go. And I'm using two different Cache Valley Creamery cheeses. I'm using a sharp cheddar. That'll give it like some richness and a little bit of bite. And then I'm also using a very creamy Gouda that I just blitzed in my food processor to get those crumbles. So between those two, it's going to be delicious. No butter in this. It's just the cream and the milk. So, or the milk and the broth so far. I'm gonna add a little bit of water. That'll loosen it up just a touch. And then we're going to go ahead and add in this Cache Valley Creamery cheese. So I've got about a cup of the sharp cheddar, and I've got about a cup of the Gouda.
Yum, that's where it comes. And you say when we stir these in, we're kind of looking for a certain point.
Yep, we're looking for a certain texture. And the faster, the brisker you stir it, you want it on kind of low heat when you're doing this so the grits don't burn to the bottom of the pan, but the faster you stir it, the more melty that cheese gets. And so you can see that already it is starting to like melt in there. And the other way to judge it is if you start getting those like beautiful stringy cheese bits, you know you've got the right amount of cheese in there, but guess what? I'm adding a little bit more.
Yeah, she said lift your whisk, and if you see those strings, that's what you're really looking for.
That's what you're looking for right there. Isn't that just beautiful?
Yeah.
So the flavor is going to be on there. You'll test it as well for like salt, pepper at this point, but this is going to be just delicious.
Now, the other delicious part is you're adding shrimp, which sounds fantastic. You're seasoning it.
Southern. So I've seasoned this shrimp here with some seafood seasoning, some smoked paprika, a little Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to add some fresh lemon right here for brightness. I've got some garlic in there, and I have some green onion and parsley. So
it looks fantastic.
I added a touch of water to this too, just so I've got this beautiful pan sauce to kind of put on top of the grits.
Now, when you put it in the bowl, you're also taking care to use some really good toppings.
Yes,
which it already looks delicious just with the grits and the shrimp, but you're throwing some bacon on there.
We are throwing some bacon on there, and believe it or not, the shrimp was cooked in the bacon fat as well. And so you can see I'm making a little well here. I've got that ooey gooiness of the cheese. We're going to spoon some shrimp on there, as well as some of that delicious sauce.
Well, it looks fantastic, and you guys, I know we see your cheese everywhere, but you can go online to really see all what you have.
All the different variety, cachevalleycreamery.com. And the thing that I love about this is you can make this with any type of cheese. If you want like something spicy and peppery, you can use our pepper jack cheese. If you want something kind of creamy and Italian for meatballs, you could use the Asiago and Parmesan cheese. It's an entire palette of possibilities.
So wonderful. Cache Valley Creamery cheese. Thanks so much, Lydia.
Thank you.